I had a conversation with Dr. Gabor Maté, and I want to say the exact question I said to him. How could you have people who are raised by the same parents in the same way? One becomes a narcissist, one doesn't. His response, by the by, was because no two people have the same parents. What people gravitated towards the most was the word narcissist. Can you please explain genetically, environmentally, all of these maybe traumas that create the narcissist?
That clip with Dr. Maté was wonderful. I think I disagree with him a little bit, and I agree with him a little bit. This is the science. We look at big samples of people, and we say, where does your personality come from? What you see is about 40-50% of how we end up. It's genetics, probably, that we get from our parents. And then what catches people, what trips people up, is parenting itself is relatively small when it comes to predicting personality. We're looking 10-20% of the outcome is how much of a parent you are. It gets confusing and somewhat concerning to parents because you're like, well, I'm in charge. I should be changing my kids to make them the way I want. But you can't do that. You can't change your kids to make them different people. But you could be hardwired, like I'm hardwired to be very extroverted. It makes me a high risk for narcissism. You take a person like me, a little more meanness when I'm growing up, a little trauma. Maybe I start hanging out with a bunch of Hollywood guys when I'm a kid, and next thing you know, I'm Mr. Narcissist Hollywood. And then the other piece that matters, we call non-shared environment, is kind of luck. It's just sort of who you hang out with, who you don't hang out with, the culture you're in, the culture you're not in. What Dr. Maté, I think, was referring to, which is very important, is because my kids are different genetically, I parent them differently.
So you say that parents, about 10 to 20% of how they're raising their kid could be affecting it, and about 40 to 50% would be genetics.
Yeah.
I'm a talk show host, not a math show host, so you're giving me real work over here. And
this is all kind of
vague.
Luck. Yeah, it's just what we call, the fancy word is non-shared environment.
Her hair is curly, her teeth are pearly. She's got an edge, but she's still pretty girly. Oh, nothing rhymes with Dahlia.